Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. It's July the 14th. It's 1 p.m. This is the regular meeting of the Village of Ruidoso Village Council. So we got a full house, so we're going to move it along pretty quick. If you'll stand with me, we'll have a moment of silence and then join us in the pledge. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully it's cool enough in here for you. Can we get a roll call, please, ma'am?
Mayor Crawford.
Here.
Councilor Salas.
Here.
Councilor Letterman.
Here.
Councilor Brophy.
Here.
Councilor Hooker.
Here.
Councilor Corey.
Here.
And Councilor Sanchez.
Here.
Okay, could I get a motion for the approval of today's agenda, giving the chair the ability to move the items around as needed?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented, giving the chair the ability to move items around as needed.
Second.
Okay, we have motion second, discussion. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilor Hooker.
Aye.
Councilor Letterman.
Aye.
Councilor Brophy.
Aye.
Councilor Salas.
Aye.
Councilor Corey.
Aye.
And Councilor Sanchez.
Aye.
Okay, since we got a bunch of folks here, employees, promotions, and different things that we've had, we'll go ahead and move on to mayoral reports and presentations. And we'll start off a presentation of new employees. And we have, and if you're here, just if you'll stand up and wave, I'm not going to embarrass anybody like I usually do. We just want to make sure you're welcome and that you know that you're welcome to come up here anytime, contact any of us at any time. Chris Valdez, Street Maintenance, 61526. Welcome, Chris.
Chris.
Glad to have you. Galo Moran, Parks and Rec. Bueller, Ferris, Bueller. Jesse Lucero, Water Distribution and Maintenance.
Yay.
Hey, Jesse.
All right, Jesse.
Thank you. He's actually water production. We want to get that straight for sure. Water production, not distribution. And that was said by our distribution director. So he ought to know. Thank you very much, Terry. Appreciate it. Welcome, Jesse.
Yeah.
Michelle Gomez, Finance Director. Welcome. And all I've seen her and Maddie, just their faces in the computer. So welcome. I know you're drinking from the fire hose right now, but we appreciate you. Laura Price, Economic Development Director. Welcome, Laura. We've been looking all over, and here you are. So we're glad to have you. Simon Gonzalez, Water Distribution Maintenance.
Nope.
Simon Gonzalez. Okay. Sophie Aurora.
Yay.
GIS Planner. Did I get your last name right? Aurora. Okay, I got it pretty close. Yeah, that's good for me. She's a temp in our GIS department. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, now we're going into promotions. We always love to promote within. These folks do a lot in their positions, and then they're able to move up as, you know, we have slots available. But Johanna Quintana, HR Supervisor. It's Mama number 2, so she has to put up with a lot of that. So thank you, Johanna. Isaiah Spitty, Forest Project Manager. Welcome, Isaiah. Marissa Olvera, Library Youth Services Supervisor. Manuel Huber, Streets Maintenance Technician.
Yay.
He's been busy. I've seen him out a bunch. They're always busy. Jared Stumpf, Water Operator 2. Congratulations, Jared. Good, thank those guys for the clean water and do a great job. I get the reports, I just got a whole bunch of them yesterday, and it's always nice to see that they're always in good shape. Reno Vaca, Forestry and Fuel Tech.
Yay.
Glad to meet you. And then we have reclassification. You can't be Emergency Manager of the Year and teach classes to directors and department heads and stuff all over the state. People calling you from other states wanting you to write white papers. Yeah, I'm talking about Eric. Eric Queller is being promoted to Director.
Yay.
Thank you, Eric. And we know you guys worked many, many hours during the Ironman, and we all work a lot easier when we know you guys are always checking on it. Interns, and this is fairly new for us over the last couple of years. Daniela Tello, Finance.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Daniela. Noah Marshall, Fire Department.
No, Noah. Who gets clapping?
Noah. Okay. Is it Braille? Brielle. Antonio, HR.
Yay.
Welcome. Ethan Gerthy, Water Resources.
All right, Ethan.
Where's Ethan? Is that Ethan?
That's Ethan.
Right there at the
Right
door.
there. In the what t-shirt? Spurs. It's a t-shirt. Oh, Spurs t-shirt. Mama, is that Village Ruidoso wear? His mom just happens to be in HR, so we just checking. I guess you're good. Cole Vetter, DOH, Department P&Z. That's a tough one. You're getting to meet all the people over there. Briley Grubb, EOC, hired June 15th. You feeling comfortable? Do you have your parka and everything over there? Okay, you have to, don't you? Because he keeps it really cold in there. So, Abigail Polito, Library Museum.
Yay.
Welcome, Abigail. And Cheyenne Marufo, EOC.
Yay.
Welcome, Cheyenne. Love the videos that you do for the sandbag and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
That
that
works
was
out
good.
great. People want to know why you can't fill them up. So why can't you fill them up? Well, they're free already, right? So they just have to show up and do it, yes. But thank you, guys. We love the interns, and hopefully they turn into full turns, so.
There you go.
Yes.
Anyway, now we're going to go move into the employees and department of the quarter for the second quarter, April through June. Under administration, the one, the only skinny one enough to get underneath all the desks and hook all the printers up, and when the mayor's stuff doesn't work because I hit the wrong button, he comes in and straightens it out. He never complains. He was the second tallest person in Japan when he went. Andrew Sullins.
Yay.
Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. You get not only a medal, we're getting medal happy around here. So you got to wear that.
All right.
Boy. Turn it over.
Good job, Andrew.
Andrew does a great job. He's doing. He really does get us set up a bind where we have Zoom calls every day, different kinds of platforms, and he hooks us all up. Public safety, Elaine Sanchez.
What?
What?
Yay, Elaine.
Well, Twinkle Toes, what's she at? She's in Albuquerque. Oh, well, you could have told me before. Elaine is Twinkle Toes' husband, otherwise known as Sanchez, Counselor Sanchez. She's awesome. She works for the fire department. She's going to be retiring in how many?
September.
Like a month and a half?
Yeah, a month and a half. So she's been a real treasure, and I'm sorry she's not here because she really means a lot to a lot of us. Public Works Infrastructure, Ezekiel Alvarez, operator driver.
Yay.
Congratulations, bud.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Zeke. Appreciate it. Here, get your picture made. That don't say you
There
gave.
you go.
Good boy. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, all right.
I guess Isaiah gets to get talked about twice. I don't know what he's done so good. So, Isaiah Spitty, Forestry Project Manager.
Yay. Congratulations.
Keep it up, Isaiah. Keep it up.
Congratulations. There you go. You get your photograph. Awesome.
All right,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yay.
All right, and the Department of the Quarter, and there was a lot of people to put in, and we can, I don't see her. Bianca, where are you at? Tell everybody real quick how these people get their awards. I know you were prepared for this. Come on down by the microphone.
Put her on the spot.
Because we just don't hand these out, so go ahead.
No, for our nominations for Department of the Quarter, that's done by village employees that will send those in. They go before our employee committee that compromises of a representative from each department across the village. From there, we will do voting, and of course, the one with the highest count wins the Department of the Quarter.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So we have the employees that send it in. We get a lot of information from the community, you folks that notice different ones. So all that goes in together, and the employee committee does a great job. Parks and Recreation. All right. Mark coming. We have the director, the deputy. Do you have some other parks folks?
They're all on the line.
Tell them to get in
Okay.
here. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Melissa, they're all Melissa.
There they are.
Congratulations.
Come on in
Not
here.
bad, not bad.
Here they come.
Yay.
Hey, there's an Parks and Rec, guys.
Good to see you, thank you. Hey there,
see you.
thanks, good to see you.
Congratulations.
Hey, Ryan, good to see you
Looking
again.
good, man.
See you.
Thanks. Oh, now they're going the other way.
Pardon me. I got your email this morning, thank you.
Holy
Going the other way. Good to see you.
Congrats, guys. Congrats. How are you? Good to see you, dude. Good.
You guys did a great job. Come on through.
Congrats, guys. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job.
Congratulations.
Please up around the front. We don't need to shake
You're gonna
everybody.
get a
Guys,
picture.
good job, Mr. Hooley. Good job.
Come over here so they can get a picture of you.
Yeah,
Thank
get
you.
up there.
Come over and get in the front, get a picture. Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
always
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all get a picture right here.
Really good to
Thank
see
you
you.
very much. Appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Gracie, good to see you.
There he is.
Thank you very much.
That guy.
Okay.
All right.
See you, Craig.
Take a picture and
Short one's
go.
in the front, the tall one's in the back. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Jake, always fast. I'm proud of you.
Squeeze in. Make your buddy smile. Okay, hey, go back to work.
Go to work.
Yeah, go to work.
All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Craig, we already got you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, buddy.
Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Now you can see why we wanted to go early on that. But these guys, all the departments really work hard. But summer, these guys really have to do a lot, from striping all the soccer fields, baseball fields, picking up trash, cleaning the bathrooms, all the different things that they do. So we
Andrew.
appreciate them.
Sorry.
Now's your chance to leave if you want to.
Okay, we'll go back on agenda. If I can get we have our consent regular items are as follows. Approval of governing body minutes. Thank you, everybody. June 9th, 2026 regular meeting. June 24th, 2026 special meeting. July the 7th, 2026 workshop meeting. Item number 2, approval of request to schedule a public hearing on August the 11th, 2026 for consideration of transfer of ownership of interlocal dispensary type liquor licenses number DIS-001010 with on-premises consumption with patio service and license number DIS-000985 with on-premises consumption and without patio service for Cattle Baron Restaurants, Inc., for operation of said licenses for DBA Cattle Baron Steak and Seafood Restaurant at 657 Sutterth Drive, Ruidoso, New Mexico, and Farley's Food, Fun, and Pub at 1200 Meacham Drive, Ruidoso, New Mexico. Item number 3, approval of request to schedule a public hearing on August 11th, 2026 for consideration of a restaurant A beer and wine liquor license with on-premises consumption only with patio service at BLA-5-21197 for Rosa's Restaurante LLC for operation of said license at 522 Sutterth Drive, Ruidoso, New Mexico. Item number 4, approval of adoption of resolution 2026-152, a resolution approving an agreement setting forth the terms and conditions of active membership in the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments, COG. Item number 5, approval of task order number 2026-002P-SMA-05 with Souder Miller and Associates for professional engineering services for the wastewater improvements preliminary engineering report in the amount of $119,752.74, including New Mexico GRT. Item number 6, approval of change order number 1 from Rhinemark Construction, Inc. for the Meacham Drive additional work at modular home site and cabins, installing asphalt driveways, new steps, doors, and concrete curb, utilizing New Mexico GSD statewide price agreement number 30-5-23-3-70 in the amount of $189,101.03, including New Mexico GRT. Item number 7, approval of multi-award of RFP number 2026-013P to Sedona Contracting, Inc., Highland Enterprises, Inc., J&H Services, Inc., Mesa Verde Enterprises, Inc., Crosstown Construction and Trucking, LLC, Morrow Enterprises, Inc., Summit Operations, Inc., and Constructors, Inc. for an on-call roadway and drainage work. Item number 8, approval of award of RFP number 2026-008P to King Industries Corporation for debris monitoring. Item number 9, approval of multi-award of RFP number 2026-009P to Southwest Contracting and Associates, LLC, DRC Emergency Response, LLC, Highland Enterprises, Inc., Sedona Contracting, Inc., TFR Enterprises, Inc., MP Chavez Enterprises, Inc., and Summit Operations, Inc. for debris removal.
Mayor, I move approval of the consent agenda items as read.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, ma'am.
Counselor Corey?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Aye.
Counselor Sanchez?
Aye.
Counselor Salas?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
And Counselor Brophy.
Aye.
Okay. We'll go into public input. It's limited to the first hour of the meeting. You get 5 minutes.
And the ground rules is that you be a Ruidoso resident or have a business in Ruidoso. Also, no derogatory statements to any staff, any of the elected officials. And if it's an item that is discussed before, we ask you to yield to just have that one discussion on there. But again, I'm your official timekeeper. I'll give you the 2-minute warning. And Bill's been very noticeable of that. Thank you, Bill.
Well, Bill, you're the first always, so it's Bill Hall. Come on down.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council.
Bill.
Bill. You said no derogatory, so I won't give you a hard time about not signing up for the relay of Ironman this weekend. So, yeah, my holiday weekend started out rather interesting. I have found out that we can't cite people for stupid stuff in short-term rentals. Trying to start a gas grill with lighter fluid is classified as stupid. However, it did give me a good chance to catch up to the department here and Christie and sit down and talk about where we are in short-term rentals. As you all know, we went through some major changes over the last few years, and most all of them were positive. And here's some things that are really good that I'm not sure all of you are aware of yet. One of them, and you probably remember early on, everybody, when we instituted the 3-strike system for revoking permits and licenses, and there were people that said, oh, you're just going to close short-term rentals and all that. No, that really never was the purpose of that. The purpose of putting that in, that was the stick for those who didn't want to comply with what went on. But here's some good news. We've had 42 complaints. And if you remember the old system, if you had a complaint, it'd have to be cited. Then you had to go to court, and then it might get resolved, it might not. Well, that timeline could be years. We've had 42 complaints. Every one of them been resolved. So there were no strikes issued to date so far. That's phenomenal. That's telling me that system is getting back what most of us residents want, is feedback, accountability. The other thing that's kind of interesting in this whole deal, and something you should really be proud of, we started out, we have roughly what I'll call 627 kind of to-be-determined properties. Well, what does that mean? Of those 627 properties, 232, we don't know what they are yet. But here's the really good news. 395 out of those 627 properties are verified and unlicensed properties. Now here's even the better news. The better news from that, in June, we sent out 154 letters to those property owners saying, hey, you need to get with the game here. And the thing that's really good, I would encourage every one of you to walk down to that office down there. The letter they send is a copy of their listing and their calendar. So we can't play the games that Darren, I'm sure, saw in his career as he said, she said. No, it's your listing from your online. You need to comply. So that's a trackable metric that's impressive. That's awesome. So I'm hoping, we get to a year down the road or in October that, we can figure out all those 627. The other thing I will mention, because I only got a couple of minutes left, was based on our own website. I'm looking at all of the committed projects for FEMA. If you look at the state's portion, it's 11.9 million. I don't know whether we have the commitment for that for all of those projects yet. And that was just something that, I don't know if that's in the budget this year or not, but anything we can do, whether it's special or whatever, to get those projects committed, or we can at least list maybe on the website what gets committed as well. So that was it.
Yep.
Thank you, Rifle.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Wiley Mead. 1017 Meacham Drive, have the new, what's the name of your bike shop? The Bike Shop?
Yes, hello, my name is Wiley Mead, and 1017 Meacham is actually the address for the Village Bike Shop, which my wife and I just took over. And I'm here today just to make a public appearance and say we're here. And I know that bike shop was a cherished establishment before, and the previous owners took their time selecting someone to take it over. And long story short, here we are. It's solely by inspiration that my wife and I are here to take it over, and we're here to stay. In fact, when I come back again, I'll have an actual residential address to share, not my business address, because we're hopefully after Thursday we'll close on a house here in town. And I'll just say this: we're here to support the community. We come from an educational background. I'm officially retired from that, from the state of Missouri, a longtime sports coach, and all those things are things that you don't do to get rich, and it's to do things that build people and to build your community. And that's exactly what a bicycle shop is there to do. Yes, we are a business. We gotta stay in the black and make some money, but we're here to enhance, gosh, everything you see out the window right there that Ruidoso has to offer. And when I heard that the Xterra World Championship was coming here, that put this place on my radar, and here we are to live, not just a vacation. And I think with Ironman coming through, I think it was a huge success. I had people roll through my shop that had never been to Ruidoso before, or maybe had been here before, have now seen this place in a total different point of view, and they're going to come back. And I think with all the housing that's open, which the market is huge, I think some of those people might come to stay too, like we did. And then with Xterra Worlds coming, it's going to bring a lot of positive attention to Ruidoso. That, like it or not, outdoor recreation is coming here. It was here before, and I think it's going to be even bigger. My wife and I have experience of being in places like Bentonville, Arkansas, Fayetteville, which have enhanced their infrastructure to accommodate all kinds of outdoor recreation. Championship sites like Alabama for Xterra, some other locations for Ironman. My wife and I have seen those places, and the natural terrain and infrastructure is here. So we have that vision, and I just want to say publicly and make a presence here today that I'm here to either support these things or be a leader in these things. So that's all I got to say.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Wiley.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Welcome.
Lancome Lucero, did I say that right? Okay.
This is going to be another demand.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very grateful to be able to talk to y'all today. I won't take up too much of your time. I know the clock is ticking. But I wanted to bring up the topic of public safety with the city council, specifically the material conditions of the working class right now within Ruidoso. As we've all known, we've been heavily affected by the recent fires and floods and the closure of the racetrack. We understand that the situation right now is pretty hard right now. And it's been an official 35 days since the last time that we had an interaction with the village where we made an IPRA request, requesting certain documents that would entail conversations or exchanges between our local police department and also federal agencies like the DHS or ICE. As it was been 30 days now since the last ICE raid that happened in this community that terrorized our local immigrant community and the Latino community. And in this very moment, there are Latino immigrants. This community is still terrified of even going to go shopping, privileges that we take for granted until we lose them. And what we really want as a union, I'm the spokesperson for a better union. I represent a lot of other young advocates for public safety. We know that an economy can only prosper if the public feels safe. And that's really what we want more than anything. We want an assurance that our officials are working for the community and not for a federal agenda or an administration that is intent on destroying communities that are workers. They're your neighbors. They're the people that serve you in restaurants. Immigrants are not the enemy. They are people that invest so much into this community and don't see any of the benefits. And that's what we want to see. And also, last time that we had an interaction, Mr. Mayor, you asked us to get our facts straight, and we did that as well with the files. And we have here some ultimate records that I will give here to our village clerk as well, with some concerns that we have regarding ultimate and also the deployment of flock safety surveillance systems in Capitan, Tularosa, and now on Highway 70 towards the travel center. Now, those are two new cameras that are also here, and they have multiple injunctions from other agencies such as the ACLU and other reports of misusage of the data and the mass surveillance state that these cameras, they grant access to, because they, as you all know, that they're a cloud network. They work between state lines. If you have a vehicle, you are being tracked. And that's something that makes us feel unsafe as the public. No, this is a uniparty decision. No one wants to be surveilled. No one wants to be spied on. And we just want to make sure that the village can keep in your mind just that this makes us feel unsafe. We want to be able to provide to this community. We want to be able to be good constituents and be able to just contribute to this economy the best way that we can. And with that being said, I will also give this formal statement here towards the village clerk if you would like to review it as well. And with that being said, I just want to thank you for your time.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you can give it to Vaughn right here. Chris Randall.
Hello.
Good afternoon, thank you guys. My name's Chris Randall. I'm here as a parent and as a youth sports coach here in Ruidoso to bring up the topic of the cancellation of our youth fall soccer season.
Can you pull the microphone closer there? Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. We just all recently found out a few weeks ago that our fall soccer season has been canceled, which to most of us parents involved in the sport is just kind of a crazy thing to hear about. I have filed some IPRA requests as well, just to get some information on participation numbers for the last several years, because I do believe it's a growing program. Some of the numbers that I did receive already show it's a growing program. We had a decrease in the number of the gap. One of the things that was cited was the gap in participation from spring soccer to fall soccer, but that gap has been slowly decreasing every season. The spring season was our largest participation by far in the last 6 years, with 267 kids that played. I've been coaching since 2012. I started in 6U soccer. I'm currently coaching 10U and 14U soccer. I coach 2 teams per season. I coach 2 teams of basketball as well. So I spend a lot of time on the fields and on the courts with the kids, and man, they love it. And if we can give them the opportunity to do it, then why not, you know? For them to have a season taken away is just unconscionable to me when there's already not enough activity for the kids to do. We as parents already struggle with screen time. It's one of the biggest things we deal with, of getting our kids outdoors and keeping them active. When we have opportunities that are in place, and I've been coaching since 2012. I don't know how long it's been a 2-season program, but it's long before I was involved in it. So to take that away is just, I just don't understand. I know it's not a decision you guys made as well. I know it was just made by Parks and Rec. And I'm not here to assign blame on anybody for it. You guys are the elected leaders of our community, and I'm here for y'all's leadership. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what all of the issues are as far as why they canceled it. That's why I submitted some of those requests to try to find that out. I have been cited or told that the participation numbers, growing football program, so they're needing more space for football, which is fantastic as well. And that, you know, they're just having a hard time keeping up with everything. But, you know, it's not always easy, and it does take a lot of time for us to commit to our kids. But I can't think of anything that's more important for me to do with my time than to devote it to our kids in our community. So if it takes us as parents volunteering to help keep this program going, we already have, you know, a lot of volunteer coaches. But if we have to volunteer to set up fields, if we have to volunteer to help, you know, keep scores, whatever it takes, you know, I just think we have the right to understand what the issues are, and then I think we have the right to help solve them as well. I think the kids are more excited this season, even more so because it's the World Cup going on.
Yeah.
So kids are just super excited to play soccer. We've been doing a little summer program with a bunch of the kids, and it's just been fantastic. So yeah, I'm just here to ask y'all to look into it a little bit, you know, help us get the right people in the right place to see if we can help our kids just continue to have a fall soccer season. You know, it's not something we're trying to add. It's already been there, and it's being taken away from them, and it's not fair for them. And it's not just soccer. I mean, if this was happening to any of our other sports or any of our other programs for the youth, I'd be sitting here doing the same thing, because it's about protecting the opportunities that our kids have. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you
Service.
very much.
Mabry Johnson?
Yay, Mabry.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Mabry Johnson. I live here in Reynosa, New Mexico. I am here also to address the fact that fall soccer was canceled by Parks and Rec. I play soccer every season and like it best in the fall because the weather is nicest and the grass is greenest. I think that if you're going to cancel a season, cancel spring when the weather is unpredictable and the grass is brown. Also, next time, maybe ask the community what they want to do about it. I'm upset that Parks and Rec is eliminating one of our soccer seasons, and my little sister won't be able to play soccer for her first time. I think that if they're going to cancel one of the seasons, cancel spring. Thank you for your time, and I hope you consider my suggestions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job. Brenda Garcia? Hello.
I, like Mabry, wrote my stuff down. Mayor, council members, and village staff, my name is Brenda Garcia. I am here as a parent, a volunteer coach, and someone who deeply loves this community. My family has been involved in Little League soccer for nearly 2 decades. I coached my oldest daughter, Kahari, who is now 21. I coached my daughter, Amari, sitting behind me, who is now 15. And I am currently coaching my 10-year-old son, Oliver, who I didn't bring because I was not brave enough to tell him what's happening. He would not take it well. My husband, Julio, and I have volunteered on and off for years because we believe that every child here deserves the chance to play. I also serve as secretary of the Ruidoso Library Board. I work for Region 9 Cooperative. I'm a team mom for the high school girls soccer team. I serve as secretary and bookkeeper for my church, Centro Familiar Destino. And I don't share all of this to impress you. I just want you to know that when it's time to pull up my sleeves and do the work and fill a void, I do it. This is why I tried last year to speak to Mr. Baird with Parks and Recs about forming a youth sports advisory board with parents and volunteers working with the department to plan seasons and solve issues before they become roadblocks. We don't want to stand on the sidelines. We want to help. Today, they are considering eliminating the Little League fall soccer season. Last spring, 267 children played. That's 267 kids. Those young people gain confidence, teamwork, friendships, and healthy activity. That's almost 300 reasons to find a way to build, not to shrink. For many families here, Little League is the only affordable option because club soccer is not offered anywhere near, and it's too expensive. And when that goes away, there's nothing for many of these kids to do in the fall. And I know there's football and I know there's volleyball, but some of our kids want to be great at the one thing they love. And I know that's true for my son. And he's tried gymnastics and wrestling and basketball and baseball. The only thing we haven't done is football, but because it falls at the same time as soccer. So youth sports are about more than the games. They teach discipline, responsibility, and respect. They're an investment in our children's and in Ruidoso's future. But this, like Coach Chris said, is not just about soccer. This is about whether our children feel seen, valued, and supported. When my kids look back and growing up here, I want them to remember a town that believed in them, not one that kept taking opportunities away. Please don't make this decision about what we can't do. Make a decision about what we can do together for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marissa Charlson. Hello.
I'm Marissa.
I also brought some notes, and I'll start my timer so I don't lose track of time. I am a lifelong resident of Ruidoso. My husband and I own 2 businesses here in town. I'm also the co-founder and former board member of the Big Ben Sanchez Youth Foundation, which works hand in hand with Parks and Rec on a lot of things to support our youth. So I have a lot of experience with them. My son has played soccer since he was 4. He's 14. He's going into his 2nd season with the high school. We've been through 3 different administrations that have run the soccer team until Parks and Rec took over a few years ago. And like some of the others have said, it's really devastating whenever we've already lost so much in the last 2 years, and these kids have been affected and our families have been affected. And it's kind of, I mean, Parks and Rec got quarter or department of the month or quarter or whatever it is, but they're pulling back from the actual community. And we know that they have Parks and Rec meetings, and we plan on attending that one as well. And I know Everett used to be on that board. I don't know if he still is, but I know a lot of times you guys don't know about this stuff, or you guys don't hear about this stuff. I just wanted to highlight some of the things that soccer brings to our community. I know you guys just did your Ironman. You guys are inviting other athletes to come to our town and train, but we're falling short on our own kids, on our own homegrown kids, you know? We really need to support them more. We need to make it more enjoyable for families to live here, more resources for our children. I have also coached both of my sons in soccer. My daughter has played as well. Something nobody's thinking about, and the Parks and Rec cited their numbers is, okay, yeah, we have football, and usually soccer runs at the same time. And we have 2 little girls that are here that I guarantee you probably wouldn't be very comfortable playing football on the field with boys because that's predominantly male. So you're telling them that their sport doesn't matter and they can wait till volleyball because what else are they supposed to do when those little girls would be playing soccer at this time? So that's something to think about, as well as I know now that my son's playing high school ball, that many of those boys that are lifeguards now in the summer come and ref those games in the winter and, you know, in the spring. And so that's involving it in a way that you can't replicate. You're getting these older kids that these little kids look up to, coming and working hands-on with them in the same place that these kids started. You know, these little kids, I know kids that, I mean, we've done all the sports as well, and Benjamin, my cousin, he was very involved with Parks and Rec and coaching and doing teams, and we did tackle football before y'all took that away. And after buying a lot of new equipment, spending a lot of taxpayer money on that kind of thing, you know, our baseball fields are still a mess. The kids don't get to use them as much as they can, and you guys did great work on rebuilding the one on Gavilan. You guys see the kind of money that those baseball tournaments come in, King of the Mountain, all those types of things, softball tournaments. And whenever we started our spring season, Jimmy Triplett, I don't know if he's still with Parks and Rec, he's a soccer guy. He came, he says, I want to bring more soccer to Ruidoso. Me and Chris, the foundation, I'm no longer a member. I'm still involved. I'm no longer a board member. We would be more than happy to work with y'all to get more things and bring more things. Bring soccer to Ruidoso. People need high altitude training. People want to come cool off in the mountains. We're going to a tournament this weekend in Carlsbad. They have to do it at night because it's so hot. You know? We can do better, and we need to do better by these kids. 100% across the board, no passing the buck, no making excuses. We need to do better for these kids. And Parks and Rec, they do a lot, I know it, but I counted 22, 23 employees that showed up today. So for them to say that they can't, they've already shortened our seasons down. We used to play 2 months, now they're shortened it down to 1. Last season, they couldn't even announce the kids' names for the winners of the championship, which it was my son's last season for Little League, for rec ball. And they just came out and handed them a ring, and good for you, good job. Usually we can announce their names, you know, give them a little spotlight, make them feel special. And these kids have all played with each other, and I just feel like we're really serving them short. And we just need to be more involved with these kids. We're bringing all these athletic events. Let's invest in our own athletes. And we have a great group of soccer friends. I have people that I have met through soccer. Actually, I coached your grandson many years ago, because they're like 21 now, 20, him and my oldest. And we can do so much better. And soccer, I've been in a lot of sports. There's a lot of BS that goes on. Soccer, we're a family. And I've made lifelong friends and made lifelong commitments because of soccer, and we need to continue it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marissa.
Okay, that does it for public input today. We'll go now to the mayor reports and presentation. We did the new employees and employees of the department quarter. We'll get an update on the Ironman event.
Good afternoon,
Hey,
Mayor
Eddie.
and Council.
Eddie?
I prepared kind of a quick little overview of what the event was and kind of how the post-event was. So if you don't mind, can I read kind of that
Yes,
overview?
absolutely. Go ahead.
I would like to sincerely thank everyone who helped make Ironman 70.3 Ruidoso weekend an incredible success. Hosting an event of this magnitude requires months of planning, coordination, and teamwork. And it would not have been possible without the dedication and collaboration of our village staff, public safety agencies, volunteers, sponsors, local businesses, and community partners. I'd like to give a special thank you to Marilyn Crawford, the Village Council, Village Manager Ron Senna, Deputy Village Manager Heath Dubrovny, Eric Queller, and the Emergency Management Team, Chief Steve Minner in the Ruidoso Police Department, Chief Cade Hall in the Ruidoso Fire Department, Matt Baird in Parks and Recreation Department, Levi and his Public Works team, the Airport Convention Center, solid waste, and the water plant, and our volunteers, and every village employee and agency who played a role in delivering a safe, organized, and memorable event. This year, Ruidoso proudly welcomed 1,018 athletes competing in the Ironman 70.3 race, and 432 athletes participating in the sprint and 5150 races, along with thousands of family members, friends, and spectators from around the world. Their visit generated significant boosts to our hotels, restaurants, retailers, and local businesses while showcasing Ruidoso on a national and international stage as a premier destination for outdoor recreation and endurance sports. We expect to receive a final economic impact report later this week, and I look forward to sharing those results with the mayor and council as soon as they become available. Beyond the economic impact, this event highlighted the resilience, hospitality, and spirit of our community. The professionalism, teamwork, and dedication displayed throughout the weekend created an exceptional experience for every athlete and visitor and demonstrated what Ruidoso can accomplish when we all work together. On behalf of the events department, thank you once again to everyone who contributed to your time, expertise, and commitment. The success of Ironman 70.3 event reflects the strength of our community and our shared commitment to excellence. We look forward to building on this momentum. We look forward to building on this momentum by attracting more world-class events that strengthen our economy, support local businesses, and continue showcasing Ruidoso as one of the world's premier outdoor recreation destinations.
Mayor. Eddie.
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Eddie, what was the feedback from the organizers?
Amazing.
Good. I had a chance to meet probably a dozen of the athletes, and all of them were raving about Ruidoso, and so hopefully that word of mouth is going to spread.
Yeah, Councilor Corey, we just had such a great experience with them, their whole team, has been very supportive. We're already talking with them about next year and how we can improve. I had Francisco, head of DOT, come in to the event, and he actually drove up during the time we had a little bit of congestion over at the Y. And he came up through that, and as soon as he landed here, we met with the leadership of Ironman, and we've already got a plan worked out for next year to help eliminate that. So as we are going through the event, we're going through all little things that we can improve on. And we are now officially in Ironman town, and it's pretty awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
You did a lot of work on that, as everybody did, but
It took a whole village, and thanks to everyone for being behind it and making it happen.
Okay. Any other questions for Eddie? Nope. Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks, guys, appreciate it.
And our initial reports from just businesses that we talked to said it was fantastic, and they really enjoyed it too. I know not everybody was happy, but, this is the town's tourism, and sometimes there's a little inconvenience that comes with it. Now then we'll get, I don't see, is the chief or the DC here?
He updated his PowerPoint just now, so he went to go get Gina to put it on a drive for us.
Okay. So is he ready or not ready?
Are you?
Okay. So we're going to have a presentation on the update on the automated traffic enforcement, which the ones stated earlier are not our cameras. Ours are on Paradise Canyon and Junction Road.
Correct.
And so we're just here to get some numbers because right now they're just doing counts and seeing how people are driving, and what we're finding out's pretty amazing how many people are speeding through these areas.
Right. So what I want to do is I wanted to put something together so to kind of show the council. I know there's been a lot of question about what this is and what it looks like. So I put something together. It's a brief slideshow just to kind of give you some of the numbers initially for the first 2 weeks that we've got and what the system looks like on our end. So like I said, this is just through from June 28th. We initially went live June 26th, which was Friday at noon. But I went from the first full week of starting on Sunday through July 11th. Oh, perfect, thank you. So we have, to your point, Mayor, we've got them in two locations. We've got 4 cameras. We've got 2 on Paradise. They look both directions, so we catch both directions of travel. And then we have 2 on Junction that look both directions as well. Just looking at the first 2 weeks on eastbound Junction, in the first week we had 230 total violations, 191 on the second week. The average speed for those 2 weeks was over 38 miles per hour.
What's the speed limit?
The speed limit on Junction is 25 miles an hour.
Okay.
There was a total of 500 violations in those 2 weeks. Westbound Junction, so going the other direction, you'll see there's a dramatic drop in numbers. Part of that is because of the location. It's almost directly off of Mescalero Trail, so they're easy to see, and it's a short distance from there. Now, saying it's a short distance, there's obviously still 80 violations within 2 weeks, with the average speed being, again, almost 38 miles an hour. When we get over to Paradise, so initially the speed studies that we had done, we had put a traffic counter at the north end by Foothill, and then one on the south end just north of Meander. Because of the way the road was laid out, it was kind of hard to put one camera on the north end, so we ended up with both cameras in the same area, just looking both directions. So the northbound side, in the first week, 234 violations, and 58 in the second week. So I will say this, because I know there's been questions about how those cameras operate and why that's such a dramatic drop in numbers. As I pulled those numbers and I put a call into them, and as they stated in their proposal, if those cameras do not calibrate or there's something that's suspicious with the data they get, they will not enforce. And over that week, and they're actually looking into it now, over that week there were, I think there was a week that they had 5 citations, and that are 5 vehicles that they picked up, and I think the reason is because something happened with that camera. So they're actually looking into it to tell me what it was, but it was not actually picking up enforcements because it did not calibrate, is what it looks like. So there was a dramatic drop in numbers that second week. But again, the speed limit on Paradise is 30 miles an hour, so your average speed over those 2 weeks was still over 42 miles an hour. And then southbound Paradise, same thing. So we had 178. The first week, 157, and over 43 miles an hour. Total violations on Paradise being over 630, almost 630 citations, or violations, if you will, in 2 weeks' time. So total for all 4 cameras within that 2 weeks was 1,128 violations. Now, again, I say violations because this first 30 days is only warnings. After that initial 30 days, they're going to start issuing the citations that'll go out in the mail.
And that's an average, that's for the 10 mile an hour.
That's, so, and so there's been some confusion, right? We say 10 mile an hour. If you're going 10 miles over the speed limit, it's not gonna capture that. But because the radars are so specific that if you're going 10.5 miles an hour over the speed limit, it's not gonna capture that until you hit the 11 mile an hour mark. So once you hit that, then yes, it will pick that up. So it's giving a little bit more than 10 miles an hour. So with that, the process in this, as they had stated, and we have done this, is that once those violations are captured, they go back to the company. AI looks at it briefly, then it goes through a human set of eyes to verify what the AI looked at. It then comes to us for a third-party verification. And once we approve it, then it goes back to the company where they then send those out. So with that, we've had a learning curve in going through some of this because these are still warnings. But with that, we've had about 12.8% rejection rate that we've gone through. And I guess some of that was learning curve going through the process and looking at some of these violations. So we're still, I mean, that's still 145 out of almost 1,200. That's a pretty low number. So those are the numbers for those 2 areas. This is what I was trying to clean up a little bit. I was trying to give you a better look at this. So this was the speed study that came out on Paradise Canyon when they did it before we put the cameras up. And if you're looking at the right hand or the left-hand side, on the bottom you'll see, or at the top you'll see that the overall vehicle count was over 4,800. Total violations 376. Average speed 33.4. So we're still right in that same area. What I'm trying to solicit from them right now is updated numbers for all of this when we've gone through the month to see what does the initial numbers look like versus a month after we've put the cameras up. And so I'll have more solid numbers of what a full month looks like once we get to that point to see what the reduction, if any, is. And it hopefully should be, so. But all the numbers are relatively the same as far as the average miles per hour. Any questions on the numbers?
Chief, do you have any indication of how many of those violators are local versus out of town?
So I've been pretty much the individual who's kind of been looking at it from the police department side with the new lieutenants that we have. And it's probably about a 50-50 ratio.
Okay.
Yeah. And it isn't, the other non-Ruidoso isn't heavy for one state or another. There's several states that are in that. So it's probably running right about 50%. So.
Okay, thank you, DC. And also, there were some remarks during public input about cameras and sharing information with other agencies. I presume this information is only held with the company operating the cameras and shared with our police department, but it's going nowhere else.
Correct. So the only information that these cameras pick up is if you're speeding, it'll trigger the camera to take a picture. Then that information goes to them back to us. The retention, and I'll have to look at the numbers that we agreed to on this, but the retention is only long enough for somebody to give somebody the opportunity to file for a hearing or file the affidavit saying it wasn't their vehicle. So I think overall retention is very short. It's not less than 30 days, but not more than 60 days, I think, in most cases. And then that information is gone. So nobody else has access to this information. It doesn't go anywhere else. It's just with us and back to the company. So.
Okay.
I have a question.
Thank you.
So who is the hearing officer?
So we're working on that part now. So we're going to have to contract out. So I've spoken with Rio Rancho, and I've got the process they had used to secure contract for a hearing officer, but we'll go out for a hearing officer. That fee will be paid out of the revenue that comes in, so that's not going to cost us anything, but we'll set up a date, 1 to 2 days a month. And I think even they said the number of citations they get per month in Rio Rancho, they have about 15 to 20 per day, and they do 2 days per month, so.
I have another question. So, with DC being primarily the person, and that's with 4 cameras, we have 2 more, right, that are gonna, so do we need to have somebody full-time that's doing that? I mean, no? Okay.
No, ma'am, it's a pretty quick process.
Oh,
You
okay.
get a series, you'll see in one of the slides, you'll
Oh,
get a
okay, I'm
series.
sorry.
There's a series of pictures. There's a predominant picture of the license plate, and then there's a short video. And the reason why I've been doing a lot of it is it makes sure I wanted to keep up with it to make sure that we're not falling behind.
Sure.
The lieutenants know how to do it. They've been in the training with me. And then we're going to probably teach a couple of the officers as well to be able to do it. So it's not overwhelming. You know, I come in and I'll knock out probably like 50 in the morning and then 50 before I leave. So
Okay.
it's not an overwhelming process at this.
So the turnaround is going to be a couple of weeks. So if I speed, I won't get my letter until for a couple of weeks at least.
I think they said it's about 2 weeks, because it takes almost two days for the picture to go to them. By the time they get done reviewing it, get it back to us, it can be up to 2 days. Then when we verify it and then we send it back, then they actually send the mail, so it could be up to 2 weeks. So with that, this is the approval screen that we actually see. And so I've blocked out the information on top where it says owner data. But as the vehicle goes through, you'll see that it picks up a picture of the vehicle. The 2 pictures on the left are the same 2 pictures. The 2 pictures on the right are also the same. Those 2 are the same. It's just a lighting difference. The small square in the top left on the license plate is the one that's actually cropped that shows a picture of the license plate. So as we go through these, literally what we're doing is verifying that the license plate, and if you look at the top where it says vehicle information, that license plate was run through the motor vehicle division, and that's where the owner and vehicle information comes from. So if we were to get a vehicle and the vehicle info came back that was a Mercedes car, and we can clearly see that's a Chevrolet pickup, we would obviously know that was incorrect. So basically what we're doing is we're verifying that we can see the license plate clearly, it matches exactly with what they ran, and that the vehicle is representative of what's in the picture. The bottom right is a short 3-second clip that shows the vehicle moving through the camera, which is the one that the Deputy Chief was talking about. Now, these are still pictures. I can't actually pull that video up, but that's what we would look like. So we would quickly go through this. On the top left, it'll tell you where it's at. It'll tell you what the speed limit is and how fast they were going over the speed limit. So temporary tags, it does the exact same thing. This is a temporary tag that went through. When you buy your vehicle, you get a temporary tag. It does get filed with DMV. So if it is a temporary tag, it will come back to you, and we can still process that. Now, this is a vehicle that went through at night, so this is what it looks like at night. So as long as the plate is visible and we can read that, and we can confirm that with what's run through the DMV, then we can approve those as well.
Even if you can't tell what the vehicle is?
Well, so sometimes it is hard to tell what the vehicle is. In this instance, this was a great example of that because this is a Toyota. It does come back to a Toyota, and you can actually see the make of the vehicle. So some of those may be, again, there's a percentage that are rejected, and those are possibly reasons why those get rejected because we can't verify what that vehicle is. Again, here's another one at night where we can clearly see. Now, those are infrared lights, so it is not a flash that goes off. It's not going to blind anybody. You're not ever going to see it. It's an infrared flash that goes off. If we were able to hover over the pictures on the left, you would see that when that flash goes off, the bottom 2 pictures, it actually washes out the license plate, so you can't see it. But this picture was actually pulled from the picture on the top left. That's just a cropped in version of that picture.
And notice that that's 19 miles an hour coming up on a bit of a curve at night. So, and when we look at these, we go through each one of the panes, we look for the type of vehicle. We also play the video to make sure that the vehicle is moving, so people don't say that, you know, how do I know that the vehicle was moving? So we watch the video to make sure that the vehicle's actually traveling through, so.
And then finally, I'm
Could
sorry,
you,
Counselor.
There's been some chatter on social media about, you know, my friend drove my car, am I gonna get the ticket? How does that work?
So whoever the registered owner of the vehicle is going to be the one who gets the citation.
Okay.
How they want to handle that, because I think there was somebody that I had heard had put on Facebook, well, what if my son is driving my vehicle?
Right.
You're still going to get, registered owner is going to get the ticket. How you deal with that is up to you. If you want to put your son's name on an affidavit, give it to us or mail it in and say, this is who was driving, they'll get the citation. Or you can make them pay you for it and you can pay it. And so those affidavits, whether it be that, hey, I sold my vehicle, I no longer own that. Because how many times we see it a lot where somebody sells their vehicle and they don't pull the license plate off, right?
Yeah.
That vehicle is still registered to the person who sold it. Now, if that person goes through a speed camera, guess who's getting the ticket? The last registered owner. There's an affidavit for them to fill out and get notarized. It says, hey, I no longer own this vehicle, at which point, we can move forward with that. If you're not the driver of the vehicle, there's an affidavit for you to fill out, have notarized and bring in also, but you have to provide who the driver was and how we can contact them. And so then we can pass that citation on to them. On these, so here's an example of one that was hard to read. So this was a rejection because we weren't clearly able to identify the plate. Although we can make assumptions about it, what it was, right? The DMV ran it and it came back to a vehicle that's registered in Ruidoso. I believe this one was. No, this one was Las Cruces. But because it wasn't clearly legible, we rejected that one.
So is it possible for people to get plates to go over their license plate to make it harder to read?
So I know a lot of the chatter on there was the tinted
Yes.
covers. DC's looked at a lot of them. I think there was one I found that it didn't pick up.
Oh, okay.
But the rest of them, it saw through the cover.
Okay.
So, the rest of them, if you put if you obstruct your plate in any way, shape, or form, right, that's a violation of law anyways. So you could stop and get a regular citation just for obstructing your plate. If you there's the spray-on stuff they say they sell, but if you think about, if we're able to take a picture of it, if you can clearly see it, then we're still gonna be able to get a picture of it.
Okay.
So that was a good example of one that got rejected. This is another example of one during the day that did get rejected, mostly because if you look at Florida, a lot of states run their plates different. New Mexico doesn't use O's on their plates unless they're personalized. They use zeros. But other states like Colorado and Florida will use O's, D's, and Q's. With that being the case, the last two characters in that plate are kind of hard to read. Although, again, I can make an assumption because it comes back to somebody that's registered in Ruidoso. But without being able to clearly identify that plate, that one was rejected. And I'll stand for any further questions.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
So does Motor Vehicle Division keep track of the points that you lose normally when you get a speeding citation?
So all of these, with them being civil citations, they don't get reported to
They don't get
DMV.
reported.
They don't get reported to your insurance. It's literally just that, it's a civil citation. So not any different than you traveling on a toll road, right? You drive through the toll camera, it takes a
Right.
picture of your license plate. The exact same thing. They're gonna send you a bill. If you don't pay it, it goes to collections.
Right, okay.
It doesn't have facial recognition technology. We're not taking pictures. I mean, if it did, we could cite the driver of the vehicle and not the registered owner.
Right.
So that's not anything else that it does. It doesn't do anything other than take a picture of the license plate.
Mayor, and one other thing, so we did not purchase those cameras. We didn't purchase them, and the $100 is 50% goes to the company?
So there was a misquote in the paper, I think, when that was printed. So out of $100, 25%, $25 goes to the company,
Okay.
right off the top.
Okay,
The other $75 goes in an account, and whatever we have to use to pay for the program, so if we have to pay for the hearing officer, we can deduct out of that 75%. Then the remaining amount is split 50-50 with the state. So 50% of the remaining amount goes
after
to.
the hearing officer, so we'd get the 75%, but it has to stay there until,
So the 75% that's there, it's saying we didn't have a hearing officer, we would split with the state. So they would get 3750, we'd get 3750, and we'd go from there.
okay,
It's also designated in statute that the funds are to be used for traffic safety programs.
okay.
So we can turn around and use these for any traffic safety initiative that we want going forward, is what we can use these funds for.
Well, and thank you for that clarification, because that has been another comment.
Yeah, it's going in my
on social
pocket.
media, is it's a
Yeah, I thought it was going in my pocket.
money-making effort.
Thanks for
on
clearing
behalf
that
of
up,
the village.
Joey.
No, so in all honesty, if we were in it to look for money, the citations that my officers write that are criminal, we're getting all of that money. And for your 0 to 10 it starts at $60, 0 to 10 miles an hour over. So if we were interested in making money, that's where we would put that.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I got one
Yes, sir.
question for you. Chief, so obviously it was before my time here on council that you guys made the initial proposal to put these cameras up. Rewinding time, I did go back and watch the video. So we do have 2 more permanent cameras that are coming in as part of this original grant application as well, correct?
So we proposed a fixed permanent location on White Mountain in the school zone.
Right in front of the school zone, yeah.
So, and then based on the numbers, when they did the speed studies, they put the third party came in and did the traffic studies on Highway 48. There was a large amount of speeding on 48 coming into town.
Okay.
So proposed a fixed system there as well. We also proposed a fixed system on Highway 70 coming into town. That wasn't on the original, but looking at the traffic data as we had done those, there's a large number of vehicles at speed coming into town. Now, with those being on state highway, we have to get permits, and this Thursday we'll be presenting to the State Highway Commission in Las Vegas for them to get their approval to get the permits to put them on state highway. Outside of that, anything within our jurisdiction, we obviously can move around. We've got a couple other designated areas after these locations that we can move them to as well.
Okay. And that's just kind of what I was asking, because I was like, well, we don't see them in the school zones, but it's summer vacation, so why would you have speed cameras in a school zone when there's no
And there's
kids
been a couple of
present, so-
hiccups with that fixed location in the school zone. So we're hoping to have it up and running by September.
Okay.
There's more of an issue about location and actually getting the power to it, but once we iron that out, we'll hopefully have that in.
Thank you.
And I may add to that, on Paradise, there's a permanent sign that says speed cameras ahead or something like that. Now, is that movable, or are those going to be permanent there?
I think their plan is when we move those, because those trailers are movable, they may leave the post, they'll pull the sign.
Put a speed
Okay,
limit.
so just pull the sign
Yeah,
and-
we may replace it with something, or it may just not have anything. And finally, if there is anybody that notices there aren't speed limit signs on the road that has a speed camera, let us know. I know people on Facebook have said there's 0 speed limit signs on Paradise, and I'm pretty sure there's about 5 in one direction and 4 or 5 in the other. So we would not intentionally try and trap anybody and put somebody in a position where they don't know.
So all the people that are wanting them on their streets, we don't have that capability, because those are pretty big.
They are big. It is a bit of an effort, because they actually come out, they do the engineering on where to put the signs. It's a third-party contractor that they pay to do it. Hence the reason why there's kind of about at least a 30-day minimum that we have to leave them in one spot, because now if we have a list of spots that we want to rotate them through, right, once we have those areas set up, it's a lot easier, because they'll pull the trailer, drop it, reinstall a sign, and move on. If we pick another area, then we'll have to do a speed study, then we'll have to do the engineering on the signage and get the rest of that. But we've identified about 4 areas in town, some of our biggest problems. And some of the ideas, for traffic safety are, can we buy some of the radar boards that tell you how fast you're going, advise you of what the speed limit is and just tell you that you're speeding, that we can put in other areas as well. So we've got ideas on how to spend some of this money coming in that'll hopefully improve traffic safety as well.
Other than just speed bumps.
Other than speed bumps,
Speed
correct.
bumps. So, okay, any other questions? Thank you, gentlemen, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good report. Oh, were you aware of the flock cameras on 70?
That I'm not.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
Ours, so if somebody has them, that's theirs.
Okay, I haven't seen them, so
I did
was
see them on the way to Roswell.
Yeah, they were cameras, they're not just
Yeah,
solar
it's just,
panels
they're
for
like a
signs?
black, no, it's like a black pole, and it just has a small camera on it is what they look like. You can look them up online of what they actually look like, and I did
Okay.
notice it on Highway 7.
Okay,
Towards Roswell.
towards Roswell,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I haven't seen them anywhere else, but I also haven't been paying attention.
Next, we'll go to Village Manager Report. Ron?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The first item on the manager's report, I'm going to do a recognition of the Housing Hero Award presented to Mary Lynn Crawford and by the New Mexico Manufactured Housing Association. I want to read the plaque, Mayor, and
Oh, you brought it, yeah.
we found the plaque. The mayor and I went to a manufactured housing conference. It was great. Met there was a lot of state officials there, and they have a lot of funding, and we wanted to work with them. But this is called the Housing Hero Award. This award is presented to Mary Lynn Crawford for outstanding civic and public servant service and commitment to the village of Ruidoso in the state of New Mexico during the 2024 natural disasters and rebuilding one of the finest places to live and visit in New Mexico and in the world. Presented by the New Mexico Manufactured Housing Association, 2026. So, an award well deserved, Mayor Crawford.
Good job, man. Good job. Appreciate it. Yep. Well, I can tell you, it was everybody here doing the same thing. They just put my name on it, but they just recognize all the work that we've done to set up a land bank, the affordable housing ordinances, all that. Oh, I'm supposed to get. You're not used to that part of it, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. And so it was being proactive. It's taken us years to get where we're at today. And a lot of communities just give up. They don't do it. We do have a program that we're waiting on, that we've worked hard to get, the USDA SEEK Community Development Block Grant, Disaster Recovery Housing, which has over $130 million supposedly coming, that we thought it was going to be here a month or so ago. It's still in the works. That we're looking at not just trailer houses. That's not what these are. They're called mods or modular homes, and then they have cross mods. They look just like homes. They're beautiful. And in fact, if you go up Cedar Creek and you see a couple of them that have gone up there, they're beautiful and well-built and all those things. So we've worked on that. Additional financing for people that lost a lot of homes in the, the trailer parks that are having to relocate. This gives them the ability to get a home and also be able to, a way to finance the land. So we're actively looking for that. So this is a way that we can hopefully do infill in our community. Some of the homes that really need to be replaced, that hopefully they can be bought out and moved out. And it's just the beginning of what we've done. We have more programs. We have some drawings that have been submitted by an outside investor, roughly $23 million project, which is what that apartment complex has invested in it. But this was looking to do a more affordable retirement community, more workforce housing, and eventually what we're trying to do with the different groups, MFA and others, is working on a program that the village, we may own it to begin with, but the people that are in it can buy it. And if they don't have credit, that we can help establish that credit through state funding, federal funding, where they can use their current, being current on their rent payments as proof of credit. And so we're doing everything we can to get people in these homes. And I mean, it's amazing to us just how many of them there are. So we do work hard on that, and we do look at all of the things, but it takes everybody up here to see the foresight to buy the property, that we have in inventory, and then how we financed the property that we did sell years ago, that we put that money in a land trust so that we could then in turn use that. And then you guys worked hard on the affordable housing. And so it took a long time. It seems like it's easy, but it takes so much paperwork, and you guys stayed with it the whole time. Then we have to deal with NIMBY.
Oh, yes.
And then the bananas, the bananas, I even forgot what that stands for. Build nothing, nowhere, anywhere near here or something like that. But we have to deal with that. About the time we find the property, then people say, we don't want it over here. And again, it's about the people that live here. It's the people that work here. That's who we're trying to get the homes for. And to get them more, and I don't like using that affordable term because it has a bad connotation to a lot of people, but people should be able to get a loan, pay, and be able to pay for their house. And we want good quality, safe homes that are energy efficient, hardened, with metal roofs and the type of siding material that withstand fire. So that's what we're looking at. So thank you very much.
And just another note is, there was a presentation, it was a video by the governor, and she really, just really thanked the mayor and really showcased the mayor, what he's been doing. So that was great to hear that from our governor, so.
Yeah, she helped us a lot. We did get a lot of money from her.
Yes.
We worked hard getting funding for the 603 Meacham, which will be finished pretty soon.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And we had flooding, we had engineering failure over there that we had to go after the engineer, and that took months, and so it's backed it up, but we're super close. And I know we have a lot of families that are wanting to get in those, so we'll have that open pretty soon and get to do a walkthrough. And it was, multi-state, people were there. We looked at a lot of different type of housing, rather than just the old style trailer house that people think of. These are really nice homes.
So we also had all the funding sources there. That's the main thing, so.
That was a big thing, working with the people that we've been bugging for years to get us grants and all that, and that's a big part of Ron. And we're always talking about the truckload of knee pads and chapstick, and this is where a lot of that comes in, is going up, talking to those people, begging for money, doing the presentation, showing them what we need, and especially with all the fires and the floods that we've had. So thanks.
Thank you. Our next item is going to be Deborah Downs and Leroy Smith. This is going to be an update on the Ruidoso Valley Chamber of Commerce, the proposed building project site. Thank you, Deborah. And I think Yvonne may also have a site plan there to.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, we want to work with you all directly and do some, we have also the architect. Good deal.
Mayor, council members, thanks for having us. And I just want to say right off, I'm glad none of those pictures of the license plates were mine.
Yeah.
That would have been awkward.
They would have been a little awkward, yeah.
So I handed out a picture of the floor plan that we're thinking, as well as some of the renderings of the outside of the building, and then the park, just to show the size of the building in relationship to the size of that lot. That's a pretty big lot. I really didn't realize how big it was until I went and walked the lot, but it goes back there quite a ways. So what we're looking at a 40 by 60, 2,400 square foot building. It will house the chamber. We're thinking about RMA, Midtown Association, having an office there as well. And then it will have the visitor center in there. So right now we're at inside First National Bank, which is working out for us, but it's just not a big enough space for the visitor center. So while we're really grateful to Richie Hood and the rest of the First National Bank crew, we're looking forward to having a building again. So.
Absolutely.
Quick question. You
Yeah.
said RMA. Is that something that you just say, here, come on? Or would the RMA have to pay, or how would that,
Blood,
look like?
just
blood?
Yeah.
Well, Tim's going to have a hard time moving, but you know?
I know, we won't have beer where we are, so that'll be, yeah. No, it kind of in the lease for the land, it's a kind of a value swap type deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
I do too.
So, yeah, no money will change hands, but it would be a value swap.
Perfect, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Deborah, what about signage?
We'll have to figure that out. We do have our old marquee, which is still there. It was still working when we turned it off, so I'm assuming it will still work. We couldn't move that, but there is the electronic marquee that Midtown put in. So I'm not quite sure what we will do with signage, but I think having a visitor center right there at the entrance to Midtown is going to be a great value for Midtown, for Ruidoso, for all of our visitors. We have a few people that find us, but it's a little bit harder to find us in the bank. So I think right there at the Midtown where we have a lot of walk-in traffic, it's going to be a much better spot for us.
And estimated construction time?
That's kind of up in the air. We've been talking a little bit with Mark, and some of the contractors are a year out, so it may be a year before we can start. But and then I have others that tell me 3 months, so.
In mayor and council, we also want to visit with them and have a site, just a site project scope of work meeting. Also, we need to look at the site, and also through planning and zoning, I'm sure it's going to have to go through Chris. We're going to have to make sure once the survey's done and follow the steps on that. So there's
Right.
going to be some other items that we can work on.
Right now, we're working on, now that we have the renderings done, getting some quotes from some contractors.
And also, Mayor and Council, I did speak to Deborah and to Leroy because these Saturdays are very busy. They're at the market, so we need to really work on that and see how that, what location is, because it is busy. That place it is taking a lot of it. So those are things we need to also visit about.
I did a little recon this last weekend and went over to the farmer's market just to really see what the layout was. And I counted about 35 booths. I believe Matthew said they could be up to 70, but there's a ton of space out there. There's also, without being defensive, I actually think this will be a symbiotic relationship. The visitor center bringing in people will see the farmer's market people will come into I think it's a win-win for both sides.
And that's like 3 months, 4 months out of the year.
It's 68 hours out of the year, whereas the visitor center will probably be open about 2,000 hours of the year. So it's a completely different thing when it comes to time commitment. But I think the farmer's market is great, and I don't see any reason why we couldn't both exist there in harmony.
And you're utilizing the existing parking area?
Yes, we will utilize the existing parking area. We will utilize the existing restrooms. We will not have to have public restrooms inside our building since that, you do have the public restroom there already, so that will be good. I have had people that have booths at the farmer's market saying, it would be really nice if we had a visitor center here because we get so many people coming to our booth asking us questions about Ruidoso. So I just think it would be a really win-win for everybody to have a visitor center.
Did you get those people's names? I bet you they give you a different story afterwards.
I don't think so.
Just experience, that's all I'm saying.
Well, I know, but yes. Yeah, so I think.
And Deborah, to underscore the no need for public bathrooms, thus the building footprints smaller.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, well, we're looking at 4 offices and a conference room, a little, kitchenette area, and then the biggest portion will be the public space for the visitor center.
During the construction process and procedure, do we have plans to just go ahead and shut that whole parking lot and restroom down that's there?
Not yet.
I
We'll
think we need to look into the future for that, because by the time you bring in a metal building, all that construction process, all that material, everything that's gonna be happening there, all the contractors parking, we're gonna lose use of that area.
Probably maybe Monday through Friday, unless they're working on the weekend, but yeah, if we do it when the Midtown Market is not, running, it'll be.
And just something to think about, so that way we're not tracking up that whole
Yeah.
piece of land too, or storing the materials before they get erected or anything like that. So, just something to think about.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, I just think we need more parking. Because I counted one time, I think you had 20 spots at, where you're at Two Rivers. And I'm also counting along the highway.
Yeah.
But you have 4 for your employees on the west end of the building,
Yeah.
I mean,
4 or 5.
for your employees, so that when I saw this, I was, well, where are
Yeah.
the employees gonna park? So,
But
that's,
isn't there
Yeah.
50 parking right there?
yeah, but that thing,
That's if they park correctly.
Well,
We
the
are,
week
yeah.
before, there were cars parked all the way down Country Club.
There were, and when I was there this last Saturday, I also counted
Oh, yeah.
35 cars in that lot, but RPD was circling through because people were parking not correctly.
Yeah, no, they
I had to
just-
park over on Eagle, which is a 3-minute walk.
and
It's
we
not a
have
big deal, but.
Region 9 parking lot too. I mean, they
On the
allowed
weekends.
us on the weekends to have that as an overflow, and that gets full through the summer.
Yeah. We will only have one visitor center person on the weekend.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
4 of us there during the week and just one visitor
Well,
center.
Counselor, I presume what you're saying doesn't necessarily reflect on the chamber building.
No.
We just
need
need more.
More parking, that's from the very onset, that's where I said, we need a lot of parking up there. Preferably, along with Sutter, not right up to Sutter, but that whole strip all the way to the ditch should park about 100 vehicles. And then the arts and crafts stuff could be all going back towards the river. That's what I vision.
I don't like having so much parking.
I love parking lots.
I think he's an advocate for
Parking garage?
parking garage. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm hearing.
Oh, yes.
That work, that
sounds
would be
great.
really good.
Mayor, your glasses.
Mark, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Always that full.
I think the one thing I would address is that from a parking point of view, as far as our planning purposes go, of course, we'll be complying with the local ordinances, so we've got to go through that analysis at some point before we submit the plans to the P&Z. Given that this is, the occupation is business, there's not a whole lot of requirement. Plus, I can't remember if it's in Midtown zone or not, in which case there's zero requirement in the things, but we will still be making sure there's sufficient ADA parking and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, and then from a numbers point of view, because that's why I'm here, from the concerns of the farmers market people, I put together some numbers just to see how much space relatively we were using, because I think part of it is, it's pretty easy, I think, from a numbers point of view to allay their fears, because we won't be taking up very much room. At the moment, this building, including all of the outside space, so there'll be covered area on 3 sides, so the total area should be about 2% of the total leased area, so of all of those lots. And then I subtracted all of the parking spaces and all of that and just counted the grassy area where the farmer's market is right now. We'll be taking up roughly 5.5% of that area, and it's at one end, so it'll sort of frame that area. I don't anticipate it actually, impacting the farmer's market very much at all. And in my experience with metal building construction, to your point, once the slab is there, most of the materials are held within the slab, because, the metal can be dropped there, the frames go up, and then once the exterior is up, you don't have much of an issue with staging areas either, because you can store it all inside. So I don't anticipate there will be needs to be very much of that area roped off at any point during construction, except, of course, when there's heavy equipment there doing deliveries or whatever, which we'll keep during the week.
All I'll ask is if we could just add some more parking, whether it's going down towards the river way. You brought up a good point, making the ADA accessibility, so there'll already be a sidewalk going to your building from the parking lot. And we just tell your employees, hey, park on the far end and walk back up. I mean, at least about 10 more parking spots. Because, yeah, you're right, everybody if one person just starts out parking wrong in there, boy, it really messes it up.
I'm also a parking lot enthusiast, okay?
All right. But this is I like the floor plan and the pictures. Mark, you done excellent as always, so.
Yeah, I should have introduced Mark Younger. We've soliciting his services. He's got a lot of experience with not just metal buildings, but all the contractors in town, the codes enforcement, have a lot of knowledge there. And another just side note is this proposed site, and nothing's official yet, is what we came up with during a site visit with Deputy Sena and a few village staffers. For us, we prefer it because of the visibility and the walking traffic, but it also makes sense because there's a slope to that lot, and they just put that restroom in, they know where the sewer lines are. If we have to put it down below, it's gonna be a much more complicated and expensive endeavor.
Of course.
Electricity, sewage, so forth. So that was the spot that's made the most sense to us, but.
Well, I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it. I mean, that parking lot may need to be paved so that we can get those,
Paint the lines and stuff, but.
yeah,
It would help.
yeah.
We need to pay. Rifle's right. I mean, as soon as one person parks a
Yeah,
little crooked,
no,
it just,
That's right.
the whole situation.
Mayor and council, I'm going to have Levi Beatty come on up. He's going to give an update on the Brady Meacham project that Department of Transportation is going to be working on, and just kind of give a schedule. He's been our lead person liaison with the Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. So I've been working with DOT and they're finalizing the plans right now. We're right at 100% plans for that project. And I have come before you all before to include a water line in that project as well. And then there's a sewer portion of the project. So I guess I'll start from the beginning of the newest, date. Our project for the sewer, the 2 lift stations went out to bid. We had our pre-construction meeting, or pre-bid meeting, on site last week. And the bid opening will be August 4th on that project. So there'll be 2 lift stations there at Meacham picking up the sewer from Sleepy Hollow as well as the sewer off of Meacham. And then part of that, there'll be an addendum that's added to that project to add changing of the grade from lows down to those lift stations to include those manholes to relocate them out of DOT's way. We'll get that work done. Our goal is to have somebody out there as soon as possible, like after the contractor, after the bid is in August, we'd like to get somebody out there September, October, as soon as that contractor's schedule is able to get out there. And we'll get out of DOT's way ultimately with the sewer.
Will that impede any of the traffic flow?
We will probably have to go down to 1 lane as far traffic going north up Meacham. Will probably have to be moved over to the center lane, and there'll be some impact there.
Okay.
DOT plans so right now where they're at is they're in production, so they're getting all the bid packet and everything ready on their side. Our water line plans have been sent to them. Our cost estimate for our water line has been sent to them. And it'll go out to bid September 18th for the DOT portion of the project. DOT doesn't have an official construction start date, but they'd like to start the first quarter of next year, January, and then they want to be done by May or June of next year.
Nice.
And that is a 12 by 8 concrete box culvert. They won't be closing down Meacham during that time. The contractor will be expected to move traffic to one side, move traffic to the other, and our water line will be included in that project.
Oh, good.
And we have to pay them. We've signed the contract.
We did, yes, sir, we did. We've had the utility co-op come back and forth. DOT did allow us to pay them after the project is completed. The cost estimate roughly for our water line portion that's going to be included in their project is $200,000.
So we've been working on this, for so long, I've forgotten how much this is costing. We got grant money and for this.
Yes, Mayor and
Yes, sir.
Council, for
How
the,
much it is?
for the lift station and all that work, we got, I think we got like 2.3 million, Adam? Do you remember, Councilor Sanchez, I'm sorry? But we got, I think it was 2.3 that I was able to get, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think that's what the total was on that.
And what's the expected time frame for the total construction?
They want to be done by June of '27.
So it's that long of a job?
Yes, sir. They're going to start January and first part of the quarter next year, and they want to be done before monsoon. Our goal is to get out of their way. We had a lot of participation and a lot of contractors show up for our pre-bid meeting, so we're hopeful that we get a good contractor on the project and they're able to knock it out.
And that is to pump this up to the sewer line that runs down?
Suttereth, yes, sir.
Okay. Up and out of the river. Okay, very good.
Levi, if you want to stay on for this next one. We did just want to, again, we were awarded $11 million from the Colonias Infrastructure Project, and I'm going to have Levi, the first one was the Ponderosa Phase 1 project. We did receive 2.5. Do you know those by heart, Levi?
The first one that we got is Maple, Ash, Brady, and Ponderosa are the 4 roads that we added. We had been awarded for the emergency Colonias money, and that'll be good to be able to get that. And we wrote that where it's drainage, roadway, and water line repairs within Ponderosa Heights.
Nice.
Ready for the next one?
I'll go ahead and pull that up, Ron. I don't have it off.
Okay. He has the best memory, so that's why I was.
Well, he's young.
I know it. I'm only trying
to be impressed.
Yes.
So
go ahead.
The other streets that are going to be on that are kind of in that same area, but I don't have them pulled up right now. It's kind of, Ron put me on the spot.
And what we're going to be doing is repaving damaged roads due to flooding in the Ponderosa subdivision. That's 2.5 million. We got a water line systems improvement project for 4.5 million. And this is going to be for the design and construction for replacement of water lines in the Ponderosa subdivision. And then our third one for $4 million, Ponderosa Phase 2 project. That was design and construction, replace 8,349 feet of galvanized water line, 114 service replacements, and the addition of fire protection to the area. So big thanks to the staff for helping with these projects and did a great job. And Levi and Isabel and others, and we'll move forward with these.
A lot of good sales pitches now. It's up to the project management.
Oh, now's the work. Now the
and
work.
the finance folks to keep track of all these. Oh, yeah. To make sure we have nada on audit findings. And our budgets come in because we have to get our year-end budget done by the end of this month. So these guys are working real hard on it. And so that's a lot of extra work, but it's a great job.
And just Mayor and Council, you're going to be seeing Isabel's working on we have to get our 8 projects that were awarded for the Water Trust Board. That was $42,420,000 that we'll be working on to they'll be bringing them to the council where we have to do the resolutions in order to get the funding secured, and then we'll be working on the projects. So that's going to be, again, that's a lot of work.
Well, and we did a lot of lobbying, and thank goodness the legislators saw it that way, where that once the Water Trust Board picks out the grantees, we can get the money started and get moving instead of having to wait till next February for legislative session.
Okay.
So we're excited about getting moving forward.
All right, I'll go ahead and read those off. So for Phase 1, it was Brady Canyon, Ponderosa, Maple, and Ash, the $2.5 million. The Phase 2 will be Umbrella Drive, Nopal Lane, Redwood Drive, Tamarack Road, Oak, South Oak, North Candlewood Drive, and Mimosa Drive. And that was also $2.5 million. And then the third one is Alhambra, Chiricahua, Metz, Heath, Jan Lane, Sarah, Snowbird, Valonia, and South Oak. Valonia and South Oak will just be paving of those roads.
Levi, you said Chiricahua?
Yes, sir. With that one, we talked about that, and that was the one it's already included on the other portion, and I've already talked to Sauter Miller about that one.
Thank you.
Okay, can you can you give us an update on the paving that we're already doing? We got a couple of counselors that noticed they weren't in their spot this morning with Cutler.
So they started yesterday, sir, and they're milling out the areas that they're patching. They're starting there at the intersection of Sunny Slope and White Mountain Meadows Drive, and they'll be working up and doing the whole loop, all of White Mountain Meadows Drive. Patching that area first, and then they'll be going in and doing a 2-inch overlay. That'll be Cutler Paving doing that project, and it'll take a couple weeks to get that, or I should say 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that's our guy.
I hate that.
That's an inside joke.
Our guy.
So Innsbrook, you're nearly done.
Innsbrook, we're nearly done, and I can have Josh come down as far as.
We'd love to see Josh in his new boots come down. He still look new. He's been the boss for months now.
Real quick,
Yes,
so
sir.
we have was it a WVX or VX semi that lost his brakes and went into the wall there?
Yeah.
WX.
WX, yeah. Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figured,
To my knowledge and what I heard, he was coming down the hill there and lost his brakes and cut across right behind there and hit the corner wall there at Innsbrook and wiped the wall out there.
Yeah.
And the truck and fire hydrant.
Okay.
Hey, was he all right?
As far as I know, yes. I haven't heard any reports on the driver himself.
Okay, so go ahead and update us on Innsbrook, please.
Innsbrook, we're completely done inside, and the last road that we have is actually Innsbrook Drive itself. We got to make 3 passes. They're halfway down to about Grenoble on the first pass now, and we'll be continuing on that throughout the week to get that finished up there.
Good job. And that's all water, sewer, and now pavement. Great job.
Josh, was Cream Meadows affected by the rains this weekend? I tried to go through and it was closed Sunday. Was that because of Ironman?
Yeah, that was Ironman, yes, sir. And the previous rain, it did come up some, but it did not go over, so the road itself was not affected.
Good.
Okay, and the Highway 70 manhole cover project, is that started yet?
It hasn't started, no, sir, but we're working through that with the contractor and getting them out here. Rymar Construction's working through the permitting process with DOT and working with Ron on that, on the environmental and stuff, getting a waiver.
That's the manhole covers on our sewer line that runs up 70 and over to the Mountain Gods.
That'll be.
Sewer gases just have destroyed it.
Yes, sir. Those manholes, that'll be the rehab of 3 of those and then replacement of 17 of those manholes from the reservation line down to the entrance to Cherokee Mobile Village.
More flush to the pavement?
These manholes there are actually outside of, off the road. They're in the right of way.
Yeah, they're to the side.
And then back to the TPF project. So after we finish the White Mountain Meadows Drive, we'll be doing Cream Meadows Drive from down here at this intersection, the entirety of Cream Meadows. And then we will be moving over to Meander to pave that as well. We're also looking at a couple roads to add. We just haven't gotten quotes on them because we did receive capital outlay money to do Country Club and North and Eagle. So I'm waiting on a quote from Cutler to be able to include that while they're here.
While they're here, we got to use them up. Okay, and thanks for getting the extensions on some of these grants, because we were wiped out in the floods last year and couldn't get them done in time.
So you did mention Country Club will be overlaid.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mill and overlay.
Yeah, because it's kind of lopsided.
Everybody keeps, when are they gonna finish Country Club? When are they gonna
That was one where your machine broke down on
Yeah,
you.
and that's what I told them, once the hot plant goes up, while they're paving Innsbrook, let's come across the street. I give them your number, Josh.
Get a lot of that you're paving over there and
Yeah.
keep coming this way.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
Anybody?
Thank you all.
Thanks for, yes, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
As it relates to the manager's report, at the soonest possible time, can we get an update on the soccer situation?
Oh, you bet.
And also, I was hoping next month we could get an update on Elk Meadows. They're really moving along.
And we possibly, Mayor Crawford, Council Corey, maybe we can have Richard log on also and give an update, so we'll work on that.
That tour was very informative.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else got a nail in their tire, I did doing that, so if you took your old vehicle.
That's why I walked over there.
Yes,
Oh, did you really?
yes.
Well, I'm glad I rode with you. Not drove myself.
Anything else for the manager?
I just wanted, Mayor, and I think, Mayor, you've talked to most of them, and just, again, just our condolences to AJ Forte with his dad passed away, and we just wanted to, again, and I sent him a text, and he's very appreciative and thanked everybody, so, and for his family, so.
Okay, thank you. All right. Reports from municipal officials. Do you have anything, Mayor Pro Tem?
I do, actually. Well, I'll let you know, I'll miss next month's meeting. I'll be in Long Pond.
Where's that at?
Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Oh.
They call it a pond, but it's 3 miles long and almost 3/4 miles wide. But that's shipping's home stomping ground, so be there. But yeah, it concerns me with Parks and Rec. I'm glad they got the award, but what amazed me, I was going down to the office picking up my boat permit, and the amount of vehicles, all in good shape, clean, man, it must have been over a dozen. I didn't count them individually. And then now seeing all the employees here, I started when the department started in 1983, and there was only one full-time employee, and that was the director. Before, they had seasonal employees, which Robin Rhodes, that works in finance, she was a lifeguard at the swimming pool. I was just ground maintenance. And there was only 4 maintenance men.
And you had to mow uphill all the time.
We had to mow uphill. You should have seen, when we'd be on that Craftsman mower on that hillside, we're like this, you know? I mean, we didn't have no safety protocol or anything like that. It's like, let's just get it done. But I think my goal has been done to make the Parks and Rec department efficient and running. And all the fields, the amount of acreage they maintain, the restrooms they maintain, man, they do a top job on there. I am very disappointed that soccer is being canceled. That's the first I heard of it. No way, no way. And that was something I had told Rotten, that when he wanted to bring it into the department, I said, no, they're autonomous. They could run their own organization. And they've done that for years here. That's how all of Little League did, and what our contribution was mowing the fields. And we said, yeah, we could do that. The soccer, the football, the basketball, the baseball, all of that was autonomous. And just like we heard the gentleman say, we're here for the kids. And yes, how can we assist you? That's where I'm coming from. But
Who's Rotten?
Rotten Gringo, our Parks and Rec director.
Rodney?
Oh, Rodney.
Rodney, oh, Rotten.
I call him Rotten Gringo. I'm typing a memo to Rodney
Griego,
and I put on there, and I don't know, I must have left out I don't know what I did, but on the name up there, it said Rotten Gringo. And he pointed it out to me, so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I blame it on spell check.
Yeah. We'll work on that for sure.
I did attend the COG meeting this last Friday, and it was very informative. They're helping us with our colonias, which Ron went over all of that. Dora is excellent in helping us getting the money and stuff, and that was a very informative. And I ran into an old friend, Mark Valenzuela. Remember him with the finance?
I remember him, yeah.
He got his own business, Bosque Advisors, and he mentioned about Judy and the finance department and us, that, hey, you know, we got our finances back in shape when it was sinking big time. And that was the reason why I left Parks and Rec. I didn't want to, but I knew we were sinking. So, but anyway, he gave a really good presentation, talked about the taxes, and he boasted, and I think some of the other communities, I darted out of there after the meeting, but how we started getting our revolving elections on bonding.
Right.
You know, and I did state that we had a good information sales to the residents to keep approving those bonds. And and we continue to do that, and I hope we thank our citizens for that, and they continue to help us repair our infrastructure and stuff, so. Well, that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, Councilor Letterman?
Just a couple of things. Mayor, congratulations.
Thank you.
On your Hero Housing Award. That's excellent. And Eddie, all the staff for such a wonderful Ironman. The people here, it was just unbelievable. I tried to go Sunday and couldn't find a place to park, so I went home, but it looked like it was a wonderful time. I know that it took a lot of coordination, and very much appreciate it, and I think the village was very appreciative. I know there were a couple of comments, but what I found amusing was, we didn't have to say anything. The other people were chiming in saying, come on, this is a great thing for Rideau. So my granddaughter works in town, and she said they had a great weekend. So I'm very excited for that. Looking forward to the next 2 years. And I guess that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Brophy?
As always, I would like to express some gratitude, again, not only for our village staff and administration and everyone here, but Ironman was a good thing.
Yeah.
Outdoor recreation is a great thing for our community. It is a wonderful thing to inspire our youth. It is a wonderful thing to help our community grow in a more positive and active direction. And so I am very grateful for all the hard work that everyone put into getting Ironman here. We had a chance to work with some of the Ironman staff, and I tell you what, they were very excited to be here. And they can't wait to come back, and I can't speak for everyone, but I, for one, can't wait for them to come back. And I think that this is the direction that we are all pushing for. We want to be the #1 outdoor recreation destination. And I know that our tourism team and everyone up here has been working diligently to create that for us. And so, again, I just want to express that gratitude. And I also talked to some local business owners, and they said it was a great weekend. And one thing that I just want to highlight is we were working very late on Saturday night. And we all know that our streets tend to roll up around 8 p.m. And I saw several restaurants open past 9 p.m. I saw their parking lots full. I saw people, visiting those businesses and dining late. And I think that that is something that all of our business owners can learn from, is when we have these large events and when we have all of these people in town, it is our responsibility to accommodate them, regardless whether we agree with the tourism direction or not, or if traffic was a booger, or if it slowed you down late to work, whatever it may be. All of those people coming to town, it is our responsibility to create a truly unique and great experience for all of them. So I want to shout out a thank you to all of the business owners that decided to keep the doors open, keep the people fed, and yes, thank you again to everyone. That's all I have.
Well put. Very good. Councilor Hooker.
Perspective. So my story is this. Yesterday I went to the post office to mail out some packages. And as the guy that works in there, a good friend of mine, he says, "Hey Chief, how's it going?" "Good. How was your weekend?" I said, "It was great." "How did Ironman go?" Said it went really well, as we're all discussing. But he said, he said, my wife and my daughter and I went to eat at Cafe Rio on Sunday. And he said, we're in there, enjoying a pizza, and we sat down, and we were at the counter there, and there was a guy sitting next to him, and they struck up a conversation, and he'd been a participant in Ironman. And this guy just kept going on and on about how great it was in this community. Now, the person relaying this story to me said, you know what? He said, I got really humbled, and I got really upset with myself because I've lost that fact that I get to live in Ruidoso and experience all this. And there's other people that come here, that fight to come here, new people that want jobs here. And because we listen to so many that disagree with or throw a fit about getting interrupted to go to to their job or something else that they could go a different direction, we also lose perspective. So I love it. I love being here. I think everybody's going in the right direction. And as long as we keep moving together as a team, we're going to be all right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Councilor Corey.
Picking up on Councilor Brophy's comments, Tim, thank you for helping make that happen with the businesses. I know you were knocking on doors and on the phone, and kudos to you. And to Eddie, as you know, I was a critic of the expenditure at the time for Ironman.
Did you know that, Eddie?
I did know it.
It was a shocker.
I just want to thank him for not bringing me a slice of humble pie today. But kudos to you. It turned out well, and my worst fears, thankfully, did not come to fruition. Thank you, Mayor.
Well said. Thank you.
Yike, what was your worst fears?
Yeah, I don't even want to know. Councilor Sanchez.
I just want to give kudos to all the village employees. You guys work in Ironman, all the volunteers, and Levi and the public works staff. You guys have done a great job getting these roads paved and the infrastructure keep going. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Everybody, great job. Thank you very much. The only thing is, did anybody see the little video of the bull, bison, the buffalo throwing the gun? Okay. What's gonna, and we've talked about it here because we have so many horses. We've worked on legislatively always to get shut down. We're gaining strength. We're not wanting to get rid of the horses or the elk or the deer. We just need to better manage them. And whether it's with birth control, moving the studs around, maybe fixing a few of them, things of that nature. It's going to be a serious thing because you saw it at Ironman while all this is going on, there was a small herd right there amongst all of it. And people walking up to them, petting them. It's just people want to do it. And so I just don't want that to happen. And, so we're trying to warn everybody to stay back. They are still wild. They will let you pet them. They think you have food, but just in a blink of an eye, all it takes a quick kick and can run you.
I can tell you from experience, one of my leisurely walks on the links turned into a headstrong run because of a mama elk trying to protect her calf.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're normally docile, but like you say, it's not always that way.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting gas at Shell, and the horses were around.
At the Shell gas station.
Yeah, on Sudworth. And
Ever talking about lowering prices? I was hoping.
no, but
You got more pull than I do.
he had his head in the garbage. And so, we're getting gas. Tom was outside, and I had my window rolled down, and I was trying to roll it up, and he shut the car off. And Tom said, it'll be fine. That horse, I was like, go away, go. He was bound and determined that I was going to feed him.
Mm-hmm.
But, they were just all standing around the gas station. So.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen that little cartoon that says, be individual, and it's one person going against the grain and all these other people? Yeah. That was Councilor Corey. Yes. During Ironman, all these people are running this way, and he's walking because he does these walk every day. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody didn't run right over you.
No, and I talked to him.
Oh, did you? Hey, how's it? Anyway, so we'll move on, but I think it was a great event. Thank you for everybody pushing that direction, and it took really everybody. We don't have any public hearings today. Regular items, discussion and possible action on adoption of resolution 2026-153, a resolution approving and authorizing the master lease agreement and equipment schedule number 1 with Customers Commercial Finance LLC related to the Ferrara HD 77 ladder truck and Quint. What does that mean?
That means it's capable of pumping as well.
And it's a big pumper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Council, Mayor? Do you have any other questions on that? So, yeah, basically, we're just finalizing all the crossing our Ts, dotting our Is, and making sure that everybody's on the same page with this ladder truck.
And if we were to do any math, just by hands or whatever, we start talking in the past year, maybe if we went back 2 years with the 2 trucks that are coming, what does that look like? About 5 or 6 new trucks, new apparatus?
Yes, sir, 6.
Okay.
So, again, the financing, we were looking to go through DFA, but because these trucks get snatched up so quick,
Mayor and council, what we'll do here, we have a closing date of the 6th, I think it's going to be the 16th. Still working, going to work with the New Mexico Finance Authority and trying to be able to refinance it through there. So I'll let council know once I get that going. So I've been already working on it. Just a matter of getting this finalized and then working with them, and we can get the interest rate lower, so.
So after the 16th, then we can bring it home?
Correct. Well, it'll bring it to Albuquerque, and then they'll get all the
Oh,
out.
yes, absolutely.
Yep, so.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
Yes.
To approve Resolution 2026-153, a resolution approving and authorizing the master lease agreement and equipment schedule number 001 with Customers Commercial Finance LLC related to the Ferrara HD 77 ladder truck Quint.
Second. Okay, any final discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Hooker?
Aye.
Counselor Brophy?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
I'm sorry, were you the second?
No.
Counselor Salas was the second?
Keep going, keep going.
Counselor Salas?
Aye.
Counselor Corey?
Aye.
And Counselor Sanchez?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Did anybody see the Conor McGregor fight?
We seen him get in the octagon.
I sat there for.
How long?
Item number 2, discussion and possible action on agreements between the Village of Ruidoso and Sedona Contracting, Inc., Highland Enterprises, Inc., J&H Services, Inc., Mesa Verde Enterprises, Inc., Crosstown Construction and Trucking, LLC, Morrow Enterprises, Inc., Summit Operations, you can stand up and wave, Austin. That boy's a good local guy. And Constructors, Inc. for on-call roadway and drainage work, multi-awarded through RFP number 2026-013P.
Mayor, council, so this is an RFP we went out for emergency and urgent roadway and drainage work with the monsoons and flooding. We had a lot of participation from contractors, and this will allow us to do that and follow the procurement rules. And we're happy with these contractors. I've worked with several of them on this list, and as you stated, Austin stayed through the whole thing to watch the awards.
Yeah, he was sweating it out. But again, this is, we're tracking it. The next one is to confirm that in the event FEMA doesn't come through, or the state doesn't come through, that we're tracking the expenses, but that we have locals, people that can get out there and help us get anything clear.
Yes, sir. We'll try to take care of it in-house as what we can. If it's more than what we're capable of taking care of ourselves, this allows us to hire contractors, and it is easier to track on the FEMA side when you hire a contractor.
Okay.
And if I may?
Go ahead.
So the way this works is you, the village, put out this request that said, hey, we need people that can do this, 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 or this. Then they put that in and say, we can do this, this, and this.
Yes.
And then that goes into a criteria that has to have certain standards and levels and so on and so
Have
forth.
a committee, yes, sir, and they're scored based on what they submit and their qualifications, and there was different criteria that they were based on, yes, sir.
Absolutely. And anybody could have put in this from Alaska to Florida to New York.
Yes, sir.
And as long as they meet the criteria, then that's where it comes up, and then you guys put that forth, and this is what we're looking at now.
Yes, sir, and we wanted to do a multi-award to be able to call multiple contractors, because based on their availability, we can go down the list.
Absolutely. Thank you. I just wanted that for the world to know.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I move approval of the award of RFP number 2026-013P as stated.
Second.
Final discussion? Roll call, please, ma'am.
Counselor Corey?
Aye.
Counselor Sanchez?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Aye.
Counselor Salas?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman? Aye. And Counselor Brophy.
Aye. Awesome. Item number 3, discussion and possible action on agreement between the Village of Ruidoso and King Industries Corporation for debris monitoring awarded through RFP 2026-008P. Morning, Eric, Director. Afternoon, Director. Doctor?
It's like doctor.
Doctor.
Well, hello and good afternoon, Mayor, Council. This RFP is in regards to debris monitoring. So in accordance with FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, under the Public Assistance Program, which is basically all fancy terms of saying it's a reimbursement insurance program. So over the last couple of years for debris, we've had close cooperation and support from DHSCM, Department of Homeland Security Emergency Management, and debris removal operations. That is unfortunately coming to a close. So for the last 2 years, DHSCM has been with us with the private property debris removal program, as well as the commercial property debris removal program, the right-of-way debris removal program, all of that. All of those programs have been at our disposal. That has changed with the current administration and just a multitude of factors. So what is this RFP? This RFP allows us to go and get a contractor to assist us with the monitoring of the debris. So in order to qualify for these federal funds, these reimbursement funds, we have to make sure that we have our T's crossed and our I's dotted when it comes to just all debris. Debris is one of the most costly items of a disaster, as y'all know, over the last couple of years. That we have to really make sure that we have everything straight and making sure that we have all of our things in order. So this debris contract, monitoring contracts allows King Industry to make sure that we are following the public assistance program under category A, which is debris removal, making sure we're all of those regulations are being followed, making sure that we have everything in order to get FEMA reimbursement back. So with that said, we're not always going to enact that contract. There are 4 levels of the debris mission of the plan. A type 4 incident is minor, type 3 is moderate, type 2 is major, and type 1 is catastrophic. Type 1 incidents, think July 8th, think June 17th, those type of situations where we need all hands. We issue a disaster declaration. When we really start looking at enacting this RFP is when we go into a type 3 event, so moderate, major, or catastrophic. The minor events, we do have staff that is looking to get trained in debris monitoring, where we can go out ourselves and do our monitoring ourselves. But if, again, we see the need, we'll enact the RFP to make sure that we can start getting all of the funds and everything straight in case we do get a declaration and get everything started. So that's kind of the base of why we're doing this and why now. Because over the last 2 years, we didn't need this. Because, again, fortunately, the state has been by our side. Well, with things changing, we want to make sure we're standing on our 2 front feet.
How many feet do you have?
I don't know, 4?
Well, you said your 2 front feet.
Yeah, 2 feet.
Okay. Any questions?
I move that we accept agreement between the Village of Ruidoso and King Industries Corporation for debris monitoring awarded through RFP number 2026-008P.
I'll second.
Any final discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
Counselor Brophy?
Aye.
Counselor Salas?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Aye.
Counselor Corey?
Aye.
And Counselor Sanchez.
Aye.
Good. Thank you very much. Item number 4 is the discussion of possible action on agreements between the Village of Ruidoso and Southwest Contracting and Associates LLC, DRC Emergency Services, Emergency Response LLC, Highland Enterprises, Inc., Sedona Contracting, Inc., TFR Enterprises, Inc., MP Chavez Enterprises, Inc., and Summit Operations, Inc. for debris removal, multi-awarded through RFP number 2026-009P.
Mayor, I'd like to recuse myself from this vote.
Okay?
Mayor, council, this multi-award RFP is going hand in hand with the debris monitoring mission. Again, as Levi stated earlier, this is assisting with the village when it comes to surge capacity. So if we do hit those significant events, this allows the village to recall in a short amount of time workforce to help assist clearing right-of-way debris removal, clearing emergency ingress and egress to disaster-impacted areas. We went with 7 under this multi-award, again, ranging from local all the way to national contractors if we do see the need where we do have another catastrophic incident where all of our resources are taxed, because we know that these folks that are here locally as well do get impacted by these disasters. And so again, it's just deepening our bench when it comes to significant, resource mobilization. Again, working hand in hand with Public Works on debris removal. This is, again, for the, not just the clearing of the right-of-ways, but also the debris hauling to the temporary debris site or reduction site, and then moving from the temporary debris site to the final disposition site, wherever that might be in the state. So again, this is just deepening our bench when it comes to our response capabilities.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you. It's a lot of work putting this together and to be prepared, because with the change at the governor's,
Yes,
we
sir.
don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's happened nationally. So being prepared, and this is the one area of FEMA, the debris removal, that has broke a lot of communities, so we have to really stay on top of this one. So
Yes,
I
sir.
feel confident with all of our staff watching these things that we'll be ahead of the curve. They always talk about the burn rate. Remember when we ran out of money last year? The contractor, the burn rate was so fast they couldn't keep up with it, and they just finally had to say stop. And so it's going to be key that we're on top of this when
Definitely.
and if it happens. So
Yes, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Mayor,
Did we
I
make a motion?
move approval of the award of RFP number 2026-009P as stated.
Second.
Now roll call.
Counselor Corey?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Aye.
Counselor Salas?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman? And Counselor Brophy?
Aye. Okay. All right, due to age and bladder size, we've been requested to take a small break, and then we'll get to the Humane Society, I promise.
Yeah, they were like,
So just like a 10-minute break.
Side.